Hello, everyone. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. How are you doing today? Actually, I am camping tonight with my family. So this is what they say. Now we got to get the hair together. One day I'm gonna get my little person to help me out before I get started. But if it's your first time, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm on a road trip this week, and I was in Atlanta for the last few days. And boy, let me tell you something. I started out, left Florida with some shorts on, and when I got to Atlanta, there was snow flurries. It was so cold. I couldn't believe it, just that quick. So it's still cold. I'm actually right now in a camper, and this is modern day camping because when you think of camping, you think of outside in a tent on the ground, right? So this is actually modern day camping. If this is your first time, we're on a little late because we were getting everything set up in the camper so we can be comfortable tonight. I'm with my family tonight, and they are graciously allowing me to get my thought process out to make you know. So tonight title is Slow Feet Don't Eat. Slow feet don't eat, and that really starts to talk about procrastination. And what I want you to know is that procrastination, when it comes to your gift, we don't have time to procrastinate. If you know you want to be on this journey and you want to bring your talent and your gift to manifest the things that you wish for, then we want you to I want to push you to not procrastinate any longer on your gift. Okay? This is your first time. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm an international fashion designer. We normally come on Thursday nights at 8:30. However, there's been a time change, and also it's a road trip week for me where I am doing a trip and checking on things that need to be done, getting ready for the second quarter of the year. I'm in Albany, Georgia right now, checking on the store in Albany, making sure everything is refreshed, making sure that things that I want to put on will be there, meaning that if I put it online or I put it on a group text or show things that we have, I like to make sure that people can see the things that we actually have to offer and to purchase. And when I say slow feet don't eat, that comes from the army. I remember one family reunion, my nephew came home and it was time for everybody to eat the food at the family reunion. And he said, Auntie, slow feet don't eat. I said, what does that mean? He said, that means if you slow, it's not going to be nothing to eat. And I was like, wow. So he was saying that that's what they say in Texas in the military. And that means that you have to be prepared and you have to be ready. And if you don't get anything in the child time, it's not going to be any food. So what I want to do is relate that to us in our business. Slow feet don't eat. So if God give you something, if he give you a gift, he give you an idea to say, this is what you should do, this is where you should be, then don't be slow. Okay. Be trust in God and go for it. Okay. Slow feet don't eat. In other words, stop procrastinating. Get it done. Even if it's late, like tonight. When you're looking for me, I'm looking for you. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get to my family in the YouTube circle. And so we had to get lights. I am in a RV that I purchased sewing with a Walmart sewing machine. I'm in an RV. I'm camping. I got my two dogs down here. Husband in the back. He's outside checking everything, making sure we level. When you go in your house is level, right? But when you get in a camper, and you haven't been in we haven't camped in like 4 months. So I love camping. And when you get in a camper and if your tire is slightly low, we have to come in but to check to make sure the air pressure is right. We have to come in and make sure we look under everything because we don't want rodents or anything to have manifested in the RV. So we making sure that everything is up and up. In fact, I'm gonna show you something. You see this little handle right here? That's a vacuum cleaner. So this is real. This is real. It's a little small vacuum cleaner, but I'm like a cleaning person, so I want to make sure we can get the dust and everything out. So that's why I said this is modern day camping. When I came up and we had to camp in church, we went camping. We had a sleeping bag with a tent, and we had outdoor bathrooms, but you had to walk a long way down the dirt road to get to the bathroom. So this is modern day camping. This is an RV. This is an RV that I actually, everything you see around me, the couch, the awnings, all of that, I did by hand. One night we were camping, and we were camping in this forest, and it said beware the bears. And actually, when we were riding up to the camp, we saw this big bear walking, jogging down the road, right? So I couldn't sleep that night. And so I got some fabric out, and I just started sewing, and I just started doing all the things around you. I had some mud cloth in the truck, and I started hand doing some things. So camping today is different. If you ever want to appreciate your home, we do have a flushing toilet, so that's not bad at all. Trust me. We do have a shower. We do have hot water. It's just the fact that we're camping. So we actually have Wi-Fi, y'all. We have Wi-Fi, so we can watch the news clips. We can see what's going on outside. Our phones, our computer, all this. I'm gonna talk until my computer say, "Don't do it. You're gonna go out." So I'm gonna talk until as long as my service or my charger will stay in the conversation. But Sunday, you need this.
Right.
Okay. Like I said, this is live, and my husband he is a expert to making sure everything is safe in, out, and any tools we need. So that was something I had to pass to him to check on outside. But if it's your first time tonight, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. This is the best channel on this side of heaven, because what I'm going to do, I'm not just going to tell you how to do something. I'm going to show you results of what it has done for my life. And I want to transform it to your life. And I want you to know that you can do it. You can make a way out of no way. You can put a door where there is no door. When your back is up against the wall, you say a prayer and God will work it out. And what I want you to do is start thinking of multiple streams of income, not one stream, not two streams, not 5 streams, 10 streams. So if you're making something, and sorry for this moving, we're in a camper, so you're gonna see that if somebody goes out, it's just gonna move my table because it's a camper, right? But anyway, what I want you to know is that sometimes we wait for everything to be perfect in our life to do something. Sometimes we think that if it's not perfect, it's not the time. And when God brings you something, it's the time. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be slower many times than you think. So you have to push forward to get it done. And if you don't push, guess what? You're not going to go anywhere. And when you push and you find a trap door, guess what? Try the next door, and try the next door, and try the next door. So what I'm saying to you is, say for instance, you got all these. I'm talking from a designer point of view. Okay. I'm talking as a fashion designer. But what I want you to know is every time I bring you something live, and in fact, all the time I bring you something, but I've been focusing on the lives because I've been focusing on making sure I get a really good camp. I mean, I'm talking about, I want some really good success stories. I want um, some really good members that have just taken it to the next level. Okay. And when we take it to the next level, we got to be constantly engaged. We got to be constantly, it's like riding down the road, and you got the little bumps in the road that tell when you're going off, and it's a bloop, bloop, and you get back up. It can wake you up. It can keep you focused. It can keep you alert. Otherwise, everybody be going off the road. So I'm them little bubbles in the road that gets you back focused, so excuse me, so you can make a way out of no way. And when you listen to what I've done, and when you listen to my trials and my tribulations, and my stories about how I work my business, how I stay focused, how I take things that I make and I invest in other things. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason I other things. Okay, for instance, if I make clothes, but I take my investment and I buy shea butter. I take my investment and I buy soap. I take my investments and I buy toothpaste. The reason I do that is because I need help, right? Okay, so when you're on this journey and you're working your business and you saying, well, I make this dress, I'm gonna make this dress, I'm gonna make this skirt, I'm gonna make this quilt, right? When you take your fingers and you spread them out and you get people to help you have to buy side items to pay them, right? The bulk of the money of things that you make is going to come to you, but you can't do. Look, the creator didn't make it for us to be able to do it by ourselves. We have to have help, even if it's going to the post office, even if it's the postman coming to pick it up. You got to make more money in order to pay the postage. Okay, you got to have money to pay the UPS postage. I think it's $35 a month. You got to make extra money. So all your money can't be off the one item or the 10 items or the hundreds of items that you make. You have to invest into some filler items. Okay? Even if it's a base of a hat. Right now I got the hat drive going because hats are selling. It's spring. It's coming in the summer. And then you can start buying your felts at the middle of summer. Start buying your felt hats for the winter crowd. Right now, because global warming, whether you believe it or not, okay, it's the hottest ever been in the world on the West Coast. We got cars on the East Coast where the snow is above their car. Okay, and it's the coldest it's ever been in March. So what I'm saying is that people are buying things all year now. It used to be you only buy winter in the winter or the season just before winter. Now people are preparing. They're buying summer, they're buying spring, they're buying winter, they're buying fall. They have it all. So if you see a sale on some pre-made hats that you can take and you can embellish them, buy it now. Slow feet don't eat. If you wait till when you need it, it's not going to be there. Slow feet don't eat. Okay. So when I say eat, that means make a lot of money. If you're slow about doing things, then it's going to be hard to make a lot of money because you haven't prepared. I actually was in Atlanta and I was looking. I went, go to the Paramark. I go down, I see what's going on, and I see some things where they're cheapening the product, and the prices are the same. They haven't raised the prices. I mean, they might be up $1 or two. I don't call that a price rate, but the quality is not there. But my feet weren't slow, so I'm already stopped. I mean, this is the first time that I've been shopping, looking for new things, new ideas, new props, new prep items, and I came back with a little bitty bag of just a few little whatnots, that I can add and actually give as a gift or something. But I didn't have a truckload of inventory where I normally have when I go see all this new fresh stuff. It could be because it's caught up in customs. It could be that the wholesalers don't have their besties out because people are paying more for gas, paying more for food. But at the end of the day, guess what? If you don't have slow feet, you already got your stock, right? And then you can take your stock and you can make it to whatever trend you want to set. Now, a good trend, I want y'all to jump on this. A good trend is doing something with denim. If you have any denim in your house, any old, I mean, anything old, don't throw it away the denim because denim is not like it used to be. Now denim is a lot of spandex in the denim. You go buy a pair of jeans, it's mostly spandex. But denim now is selling like crazy, whether you're making denim hats, denim jackets, denim skirts, denim wraps. And I'll show you some of that when I get back to Florida. I'll show you some new denim ideas that I'm working on. But if you like denim, if you, and those who do handbags, don't forget your denim bags. The denim is selling. I want to bring you that tip. Hats are selling and denim is selling. And also old jackets. If you have old men coats or old men jacket, I know a lot of you shop at thrift stores. And if you can buy some of those old jackets, they are cutting the jackets off short, like under the third button, and decorating them jackets. And if you're an artist and you're painting, a lot of people are taking the jackets and they're painting their own design on the jacket, and they're always doing a flare at the end. Some of the jackets, they are taking the front and they're sewing a column right down the front of the jackets and putting a drawstring in and making the jackets like crunched up to make it soft and feminine. So if you have a creative eye and you got, maybe you have maybe you have a retired husband and he has all these suits and you got all these jackets, and he said, "Oh, I don't want them no more. I don't know, give them the Goodwill or whatever." You can take those jackets and you can turn those jackets into a gift for somebody else, and you can make it into like a slamming design. And that's when you come into your one of a kind items. Now, if you're selling online, I must tell you, if you are selling online, you definitely want to do multiple items. The onesies don't work when you're selling online. So if you find a wholesale company that's selling you jackets, like there are some wholesale suit companies, and I think I could find you one in Albany, Georgia, where you can buy suits for anywhere, like a whole suit for under $50. Well, if you're a woman and you're going to fashionize that, you could take the jacket, cut it in half, and you can put all types of fabric on the bottom of it. And then you can take the pants and split them in the middle and put your fabric in the middle and turn those suits into skirts, right? So for those who are members and those who have applied for extra coaching, you will get all this. So don't worry about it. I'll send you that if you want to buy some wholesale. I'll check to see if you actually have to have a tax ID to get that first. And if you do, then that's for those who've got tax IDs, and then you can go and buy wholesale. The reason they want tax IDs is because they don't want to sell suits to a store and then somebody else is buying three or four and they're selling less to the store. That's why your tax ID, your business license, all that makes a big difference when you start getting your business up to make more money and to make big money and to be able to get with a supplier that's consistent. And I want to tell you this as a note. If you are buying from a supplier, just like I told you, I was in Atlanta and I'm looking at some things because I love going to Atlanta because, oh my God, you go to Atlanta, you just, I mean, your juices just pop up. I mean, it pop up. But I got a confession. I got a confession to make. As I tell you this, when you go to Atlanta, though, it's just like when you drive in Atlanta, the energy changes for a creative person. The juices flow. The I mean, it was cold, but it's just there's never a time that I go and I don't feel. I fell in love with some new rocks in my yard. It's just stuff. It's stuff. You just see life. You see hustle. You see creativity. You see everybody going at it. It's a different Southern style than a New York style. Okay. Um, it's like it's the Martin Luther King Mecca with style. You remember if you remember seeing Martin Luther King walking down the street with a suit on, and he was fighting for it. He was. I mean, we went to Memphis. He was fighting for the garbage pickers, the sanitation workers. I mean, that style that he had came from Atlanta. It came from Montgomery. It came from Selma. And when you see that it's right in your face, you just be like, God, I'm so grateful. Now I got on this shirt. I got on this Donald Duck shirt because I want to be happy out here camping, right? But underneath my shirt, I have on Cuba because my heart and soul has been to Cuba. And I want us to, when I close tonight, I really want everybody listening to me to pray for the Cubans because they're special people. And what we if you're listening to me, and I know a lot of you are they're translating my voice in other languages. Don't think of all U.S. citizens being alike. We're all different, and those in Cuba that are suffering. My husband and I had a nice visit over there to see all the art, and I have a Cuban art in my gallery, and to see now that they're being deprived of electricity. 10 million people on an island, and we have electricity. So at the end of my talk tonight, I want you to pray for the Cubans because, like I said, there's no elite people. There's no people better than other people, and we have to support all races. We all bring something to the table, and my heart goes out because I really wanted to go back so bad, and they closed us out. I mean, when you go to Cuba, you just you see culture, you see fun, you see life, you see. I mean, when I stepped into Cuba for the first time, I'm gonna give Cuba a shout out right now. When I stepped to Cuba the first time, I didn't know what to expect. I'll share some of my pictures with you, but I didn't know what to expect. I got off. We sailed over there. It took us a while. Man, it took us. Cuba's only 50 miles from Florida. Okay, it's very close to Florida, and it took us maybe 3 days to get there because they took us on a boat, and you had to go around, all this way to get there, right? When I got off the boat and we stepped, and of course you got the guards and customs and everything, and they're checking you. When I got off the boat, I saw the most beautiful black women checking us in there. And these sisters, they had on brown skirts, brown tops. All of them had about the same kind of hair. They had the weaved hair in. They were so professional. They were so beautiful, so polite. And it wasn't one or two of them, it was dozens of them greeting Americans into Cuba. And when you got into Cuba, it was like you was in New York. And if you ever been in New York, it's like, you see all the yellow taxis. But when you get to Cuba, all the old cars, beautiful cars, all just old cars, just driving around, picking you up, want to know if you want to go there, want to go there. The food was great. My husband is a cigar smoker, so he got some great cigars. I bought coffee. I love coffee. And then I went to the art um, festival that's right as soon as you get off the boat. And you see all of these artists. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of artists in a small stall, probably like a 4x6. And you get to see all their work, all their art, all their paintings, their carvings, their leather, their everything. And then I did the tour. I went to the African Museum, and the African Museum was so beautiful. It was 3 stories. The first 2 stories was nice art, beautiful art. And the third story, when you go to Cuba, it was the real art. It demonstrated you all the hardship, all the slavery, all of the dogs going after the black people as slaves, making them work hard to get the sugar cane done. So it showed you every aspect of African American history in Cuba. And then, and the way I found it, it wasn't on the tour. I'm on a tour guide, so everybody tells you where to go, right? So my husband is a retired homicide detective, so he's very safe and he's very cautious. And I'm like the little girl in the candy store. I want to see everything. And so I said, where are the black people? Where are the black people? And all of a sudden I heard boom, 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 boom. And it was outside of the zone we were supposed to be as tourists. And I told the tour guide, I gotta go. I gotta go. I hear the drums. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. So here my husband going, oh my God, I can't believe this. You know what I mean? So he agreed to go with me, and that's when we found the museum. It was not on the path. It was like 4 blocks past where we were supposed to go. And of course they say you're at your own risk. You're at your own risk. But when I went there, I was free to get in. It was like I feel okay now. Because when I go somewhere, I like to support my culture. I support everybody else's culture, right? So when I go somewhere and I spend my hard money, I want to go put my money in their hand. I want to go buy something from them. That's me. That's how we should be. Every culture, no matter where you go, no matter where you travel, seek out your own culture because we all had a part of making the world a better place. We didn't just get here without help. It wasn't one race, it was multiple races. Okay. So, anyway, that's my soapbox about what's going on in the world. And that's why I'm wearing it close to me today. It's under the shirt. It's a Cuban shirt. And I just wanted to make sure that I did not start this video without thinking about somebody. We're enjoying the comfort of our homes or our phones, and we're learning how to be a better business person and how to make things better for ourselves, for our family, and then for our community. That's a big, 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 big plate to fill. So I'm here to help you get there. Now, I'm going to call the memberships in a few minutes, but what I want to let you know is that we had a hiccup with the memberships, and I'm asking you to come back. And I'm going to tell you why it's good to come back. First of all, life is not perfect, right? And if they say, would you like to renew your membership? The first thing you do is just hit renew. If you want to upgrade to another level, you can go to another level. The membership actually helps the channel. It also helps to make sure that your name is called and held you accountable, and that you get all the freebies. You get, we're working on getting a big group to come together in Orlando for October. And we're looking at the conditions of the world. We want to make sure things are safe. We want to make sure that the economy is going to make it where it's feasible to come. In the meantime, we're going to keep preparing. So in the last video, I asked you to text me your size, your name, and your size and your address so I can send you things. And that is because now everyone, the number that you text to is 407-590-8767. That's 407-590-8767. And that number is actually, a few of you text me and told me what was going on with the memberships. I wouldn't knew because most people don't give you a telephone number. So I'm letting you know I'm transparent. I'm a business owner. I work full time. I'm a full-time wife and a pet owner. That's a lot. My pets got to get walked twice a day. And I mean, it's, you know what? I don't walk them, they walk me. They make me get up and exercise. So that's where I am right now. But my focus is you. My focus, my passion is not to leave this world without leaving a trail of how I got here and how to get you here. So if you let a membership put a snag in your step, get over it. Okay, I'm just telling you for real. Because what happens is when you get stuck on a project you making in your life, slow feet don't eat. Okay. When you have a hiccup in your business or you have a hiccup in your finances, if you have a hiccup in your personal life, slow feet don't eat. You still gonna be hungry. The light bill is still due. You know what I'm saying? Gas prices. Look, gas prices went up, you all. We had no say about it. We had no say about the diesel. We had no say about the gas. We had no way. There's a thing that I know you all know. It says it's a prayer where it talks about, things that you can't control. Things that you can't control, you control, but things you can't control, you can't control it. So when you have a slow feet no eat syndrome, that means you prepared. You're preparing for hiccups. You're preparing that you have a card that has a balance that you can use for incidentals. And when you do this, you can adjust You can be, look, slow feet, no, don't, slow feet, don't eat is the Army. Adapt and overcome is the Marines. Okay? So when you have a situation and you say, my membership went up $1, okay? Raise everything a penny. Raise everything 15 cents. Raise everything 20 cents. Because everybody you sell to know things are more expensive. Do the loyalty card. Buy 6, get 1 free. Buy 2, get 1 free. Adapt and overcome. Because if you don't adapt and overcome, you're going to have a mental meltdown. Because when you adapt to one thing, your mind adapts to a whole lot of other things. Right? You know, I'm going to tell you something. You won't believe this. I tell you, I like to clean and everything, right? Someone sent me a money order and I accidentally washed it. I accidentally washed a $200 money order in the washing machine. I said, oh man, I can't believe I did that, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna call the person and say, look, I accidentally washed the money order. Some people still send money orders. They don't do credit cards, they don't do checks, they send money orders. So we'll work that out. But in the meantime, while I was getting upset with myself that I was moving too fast, my phone dinged and the money was back. Somebody else bought something to replace what I had accidentally lost. Slow feet don't eat. Adapt and overcome. You made a mistake. You're human. Okay. I'm ready to get to camping, y'all. I'm ready to get to camping. I'm in Atlanta. Okay, let me wash up my clothes. So I can go camping for a couple of days. Look, life happens. Raise your hand if life happened to you today. Pat yourself on the back. Don't go to bed with that on your mind. Because he will provide all your needs, right? He will make a way out of no way. When your back is up against the wall, my sisters and brothers, he will tell you, he got you. He got you. So when he got you, ain't nothing else you can do but say thank you. Amen. I appreciate it. Right? So it happens. Things happen. Could have flew out the window. But it happened. And I knew it instantly. And the reason I knew it is because my debit card was in my pocket. And I actually tried to deposit it, and the ATM wouldn't take it. I'm traveling. I'm like, okay, I need to do this. And it didn't take it. So I put it in my car. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. When I left Florida, it was so hot. I had on a little small shirt, right? A little small beat up camping shirt with a pocket. And if you know me, and men say always wear a shirt with a pocket. Always wear a shirt with a pocket. So when I went to the ATM to try to put the money in, put the deposit for, I won't forget. I'm ready to do her order. I stuck it in my pocket. But when I got ready to do laundry before I got on a camping trip, I threw all the stuff in the laundry, but my card was there. So when I saw the card in the bottom of the washing machine, I said, uh-oh. Oh, no, you didn't, girlfriend. It was gone. It wasn't even a piece of it left. So, but what I'm saying is, you can take that and ruin your day. But when you lined up with the Creator, Lord have mercy. He said, what are you worried about? Ding! That was my phone. Money back. You know why? Because slow feet don't eat. You had multiple streams of income out there. I don't advise anybody to put the money in their pocket. Put it back in your purse. Don't do that. Don't do that. But it happened. It was late. I'm in my family mode. I want to get away from work for a few minutes, and I want to be with my family, and I want to get ready to go camping. And so it happened. It doesn't happen all the time. And normally I don't wash my clothes the same night, but I'm ready to go camping. So I'm camping. Now I'm getting ready to do the roll call. The roll call is for those who stayed with us and those who rejoin the camp, and those who are ready to start this journey, because we're getting ready to go into the second quarter. The second quarter of the year starts in April. You got Easter, you got holy holidays, you got fasting, you got people getting ready for Mother's Day, you got people getting ready for prom, you got people are getting ready to get on with their life, basically, in April. So when they're getting ready to go on with their life, they want to see what's new, what's fresh, What do you have? How do you get there? So in March, the end of March, is when you start getting all your things ready to show the world. Now in April, I want you to know in April, what goes on in April in the retail world. In the retail world in April, most of the time you worry, or I don't even like to say worry. Most of the time in April, you're concerned with doing volume, meaning that your prices are lower to make the same amount of money, but you got to sell twice as much product. So, like when you go buy some shorts or a t-shirt or some jewelry or some earrings, that's when you buy one get one. That's when your items are at the lowest level. You don't start up to bring them down. That's when you really focus on impulse buys. Okay, like look at the movies. All the movies get all their stuff because the kids gonna be on spring break. They're gonna be ready to get out of school. They want to get some movies that's gonna keep you in the theaters, right? So slow feet don't eat means think like the multi-billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires. So I want to say this. Some of you have told me you're struggling with your rent at your stores, right? And some of you had some valid reasons, and some of you it's just tough. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Okay? If you're having some problem with your rent, make arrangements. Pay what you can. Do what you can. Communicate. Pray over that check before you give it to them. Ask for more sales from your customers. Give great service. Be polite. Add all that up and you already caught up. Okay? The rent's not going to go down because all of the all of the people that have all the people that have businesses, their taxes, their property tax, everything is hitting them in the head like crazy. And they're trying to stay afloat and their insurances are going up. So when you're woe is me, oh, how am I gonna do it? I always tell people, in fact, I was on the road and they called me and they were telling me about people that was, you know, behind on their rent. And I'm like the captain at the mall. And they'll say, Miss Ellen, what's going on? And I said, did you make arrangements? No, I just upset. Make arrangements. Do what you can. Don't just stop. Don't just quit. If you make $300, go give them 150. Make $500, go give them 250. Show good faith with your leasees. Okay, your leaser. You are the leasee. They are the leaser. So do what you can. Be with them and keep working. Slow feet don't eat. Keep working at it because and if hey, think about it like this. What if it's your house and you got a room in your house where you're doing your business? Talk to them. You can make weekly payments, half monthly payments, monthly payment. Just talk to them. Tell them it's rough, but don't make an excuse. Get at it. Keep working at it because he will make a way. Look, ain't nobody here perfect. And a bill can hit you so fast you don't know if you're gonna make it or not. But if you keep working, you'll make a sale. And that sale will make another sale. But you got to remember, when you make a sale, you got to be a cheerful giver with your product. Not just, oh man, I can't wait till they buy that because I sure need the money. No. Know that they're going to buy your product. Give a good product. Know they're going to make your product. Somebody give you a bad review. Hey, look, I did the best I can. I reached out to you. You did not reply. I'm willing to give an exchange or store credit, but unfortunately, I cannot give your money back. That right there will make sure you're going to get a 5-star every time. Because some people are not going to be happy. Some people are going to try to give it back to you after they've had 3 weeks. And that's not what small business owners can do. We got to keep afloat, And when you make a little bit of extra money and you buy something else that you actually don't make, that's where you take it. You pay that person to help you. Because you can't be a really good, productive business owner and make it all, ship it all, write it all, 2 auto photography, pack it all, get it to the post office. You need help. So you want to prepare early for your health. Now, for this magnificent roll call, these are the people who have rejoined. Now, those who are sitting on the fence, I'm here tonight to say, come back, because I don't want you to miss your blessing. And that's just it. Because believe it or not, some of you don't know really just how hard it is to convince somebody to give their best, and you're not related to them. You know how it's easy to help somebody you know, or somebody you love, or somebody that you admire. But when you got somebody you don't know, never seen, don't know who it is, asking them to subscribe, asking them to join, and asking them to watch your lives, it takes a special person to say, look, I'm here to make sure you make it. Because the road I the road that I went through, a lot of us don't do that anymore. We don't travel like we used to. We don't become like Harriet Tubman's, going all overseas and looking for resources. In fact, after 9/11, there were so many places that I used to buy in New York. When I went to New York after 9/11, and I saw the devastation of them bombs, and all those suppliers were just gone in a day. And oh, people just, now they're buying online. We used to always make contact with our suppliers. Now we're buying stuff from people we don't even know. So I'm here for the long haul. And if I'm late, believe me, I'm trying to get to you. It's just life happens, right? Life happens. And we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. So if you want to rejoin, I'm inviting you to rejoin. If you just want to if you want to be a subscriber, not just if you want to be a subscriber, subscribe and share with others. And if you bought any membership over any level, if you are a member, look, I'm grateful. And if you buy a bigger package, I'm even more grateful, because that's what makes it go. Now, the members that I'm calling right now, these are people who have rejoined and they're on the list. And on the last weekend of this month, I'm going to make a note to all the people that used to be with me, and invite you to come back and have you to share your ideas with the number I gave you, 407-590-8767. If you have questions, share those questions. For those who are getting coaching right now, I will be definitely following up with you, but get to seeing those pictures. If you're getting coaches, please send me your pictures so I can analyze your picture. Make sure you put your fingers on the photo so I can see the photo that you're uploading. Also, if you could remember to give me the number of items that you have, meaning that if you take a picture of that one, can you make 10 of that? If you can't make 10, tell me how many you can make, because AI is looking for people who are stocked. And the more that they can see that you have inventory, the more they're going to push your item. And then I want you to be ready, because you're going to be prepared. I want you to be ready for at minimum of 3 months before you start selling, because they're going to see how you're doing. Now, what they're doing now, when you put all this information in, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's the truth. When you put your information in and you start applying for a online store, they want to see your consistency, and also they want to make sure they're going to do a test with the bank and ask them certain amount of income you have. So, for instance, if you start an online store, this is why you need the coaching. If you start an online store and you got a bank account that only have $50 in it or $20 in it, then it's going to trigger that you're maybe not a good risk for that store. You say, well, what does that have to do with it? Okay, say you have a great item. We're going to already say you're going to have a great item, because I'm going to be looking at your items when you put them up there. You have a great item. Excuse me. And you're getting a lot of people to put your item in their inbox or in their cart. And maybe you have two, three, four, $500 worth of merchandise that they want to buy. Well, if you only have $20 or $50 in your bank account, then they're gonna flag it and they're gonna ask you to put more money in your bank account. And the reason being is that if they send you $500 worth of orders and you only have $25 in your bank account, then they're gonna say that's a high risk, meaning that they give you 500, but you don't have any capital in your account, and they may be afraid to send a brand new store business because what if you get the $500 and you can't manufacture what you have? Okay, so it's a risk factor. But once you get that ball rolling, baby, once you get it rolling, your money will keep adding up that you won't even, you have to go and look to see what you got in there because it will constantly, every day you'll get deposits. If you make sales every single day, the next day, within 24 to 48 hours, you'll see deposits in your bank all the time. You'll keep seeing deposits. Okay. So I want to say that for those who are trying to go around me, hey, I ain't mad at you, but I am mad at you because we got to step back now because see, sometimes they want you to have $300. And then if you put these items up incorrectly, they'll say, now you need to have $600. Now you got to have more than that. And you got to have that money sitting in there. So that's why coaching helps. Coaching helps you to get it where you're not, when you get that sale, you're not just saying, I got to get that money back. I got to get that money out. Because slow feet don't eat. You're building up your inventory and you can handle it. And you can say, okay, I wanted to count on that money anyway. So I got more money coming. I got more money coming, right? So that's why I like to get testimonies about my life and what I'm going through when I make problems for myself, like washing a check. I make problems with myself. I share that because I'm human. And I want you to know you're human. And I want you to know that we're in this together. Okay. If there's a leak in the boat, we all sink, right? Plug the leak. Plug the leak so we can get it all together. Okay. Now, these are the people who have withstand pain and who's saying, I got you, Evelyn. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I got it. All right. If I don't call your name, it is because you have not renewed your prescription. If you renew your subscription, you will come back and you will still have the same level you had before, as long as it doesn't go past a month, 30 days. Now, life happens. You still can come in on the basic level. And every month, I think it'll ask you to upgrade if you like to. But at the end of the day, I just want you to be part of the boot camp team. Now, I did get a message on how to pronounce your name. If ever I pronounce your name wrong, just voicemail me how to say it. 407-590-8767. Voicemail me. Evelyn, you keep messing my name up. Say it like this. I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay. This is so cute. Sweet Pearl Creations. Sweet Pearl. Miriam Masterpiece Design. Thank you, Miriam, for the new book you gave me. Told me to read. After I read it, I'll share it with everybody. Okay. Yana Hodgepodge. Queen of Hearts. Beatrice Thompson. I was going to try to find you, Miss Beatrice. Miss Bernice. I was going to sneak up on you. It was too cold. I couldn't get there. I was going to call you first, though. But Miss Bernice is in Decatur, where it's greater. And I was going to actually go and find her. But I will be back. Okay. I'm going to start over again because I'm talking too much. Sweet Pearls Creations, Miriam Masterpieces, Yana Hodgepodge, Queen of Hearts, Bernice Thompson, Carolyn Royal, Nina Rose Treasures, Pink Pizzazz Boutique, Shamrock Customs, Learline Rockingham, Lumen Laser, Angela Hamilton, Miss T from the SIP, Linda Brown, Gwendolyn Member Starbs, Lifestyle Living by Lorraine, Maddie Mitchell, Constance Clinton, Awanda Brown, Patricia 1546, Twatwina Gilder, Shelley Neal, Ngozi DeBerry, Alice Barnhart, Kim, Florence Biabo, and Brenda Snapley. Now, I did get a email or a text from Linnell in cute. Is it unique? I asked you to tell me how to say it, but Miss Linnell, I did see your name, so I want to tell you I thank you. Now, these are the members who have rejoined because we had a mishap. There are many of you out there that still haven't rejoined, and your membership is probably getting near. And if it's getting near, just hit renew. You don't have to go and look at. I don't, the prices vary, but I think if you hit renew, it'll renew you to the lowest level, so you can shop for the best price. Renew at your comfort level. Okay, if you renew at your comfort level, and every time they hit your card, it'll automatic. So just renew at your comfort level. If you want to be a blessing to the channel, so we can get more information, then by all means be a blessing. Okay, now I'm going to okay. Miss okay, I just said her name wrong. Did I say Sweet Pea? Okay. So her name is Sweet Pearl Creations. I'm gonna tell you why I keep saying Sweet Pea, Miss Pearl, is because I have a biker sister. Her name is Sweet Pea. Sweet Pearl Creations. Pearl like a pearl. That's me. Sweet Pearls Creations. Okay. Lingo Silk. Hello, people. Okay, Vanessa Purnell. Vanessa, I want you to and you've been with me for a very long time. All right. Can you check your membership, and can you check if I did not call your name? This is what they gave me as of an hour ago. So when you and there were three times more names. So if you could check your name if I didn't call your name. But I know for a fact, Miss Vanessa, you've been with me for a very long time. Um, so we want you back. Just check when you get a minute and see. And when you go back, if it tries to bump you up to a new level and you want to stay at the a lower level or a level that you can afford, just hit join. Okay, and it has something that say beginner or new. But I would love for you to whatever you can do is great for the whole channel. All right. Okay. Okay, this is Constance, a cheerful giver, not just with your products or with your time, as I am selling and being cheerful. God had a ram in the bush for me because I gave my time, and now I can receive coaching. Ah, we got to ring the bell for Constance. Ding, ling, 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 ling. Okay, we talked about Constance. I'm going to tell you sometime. This is what I really want you all to do. Um, Okay, this is Shamrock Customs. She says she's still active and she did not hear her name. Okay, Shamrock Customs. I'm going to go back and look again, and I'm going to reach out to YouTube. That's Vanessa Panero. Shamrock Custom has been with us quite a while, so Shamrock, thanks for letting me know. And if I did not call your name, this is the time to let me know. Even after this is over, please let me know because you are the reason we're here. Okay. Um, Uh, let's see. I want to read all your. Uh, this is Liz Wilson. Okay, Liz Wilson has been with us for a while. She said she did not hear her name. Okay, so Liz, I need to know. That's three people so far that didn't hear their name, and they've been faithful paying members. So I need to make sure that we check on those members. It should right now it looked like I'm really missing about 40 names. So if you didn't hear your name, I'm on it. I'm just trying to see and this is late tonight. So this helps with the West Coast, but it doesn't help with the East Coast because East Coast people are probably getting ready for bed, but the West Coast people is just getting off from work. So Though we got a lot more West Coast. Gene Robinson. I'll be looking up your name. Everybody that is keying in tonight, put your name, and then I can go back and look for it. And in fact, I want everybody that's a member from now on. I know you don't want to. Sometimes you just don't want to uh, say something. Sometimes you just want to be a part of the team and you don't want to say something. But we got to say something so I can know what's going on. I can know if I need to be fighting for you or if I know that you just want to be Angela Thomas. Angela Thomas did not hear her name. So we're going to be looking for everybody who is not hearing their name. Okay, I need some testimonies for this week. What have we got done? Okay, this is Damali. Now Damali 35390. She says, hi Evelyn and the boot campers. The weather is so changeable. We must be ready to change with it. I like the motto, slow feet don't eat. I'm telling you, think about it. Think about slow feet don't eat for a minute. You ever seen animals? Like I got two animals, right? I got two little dogs. One, when you get ready to feed him, he jumped right on it. And one like to watch his food like pray. Like he'll watch his food for like 10 minutes. And the one that like to eat fast will go over there and start eating his food because he's slow. And they the same, they're maybe about 6 months apart. And he's slow and they'll start fighting because the one dog think he don't want his food. So he just go ahead and start eating his food. So we gotta pull him apart. That's slow feet don't eat. I experienced this in New York. I was in line. In Florida, it's slow. Everybody's slow, calm, and polite. In New York, everybody is got a New York hustle, right? So you stand in line, you're reading the menu. While you're reading the menu, guess what happened? Somebody walk in front of you. They'll just walk in front of you and say, okay, I take this. So different parts of your life, you probably experienced this. You probably thought about something, and then when you wanted it, it was gone. All right. So think about that all week when you're making decisions about what you should do. I'm not saying just jump out there and do something. I'm saying, say you said, okay, what am I going to do with this? Right? Am I going to make this decision and get this done? Am I going to make up these items? Because after a while, your item that you want to sell may not sell. The item that you thought wasn't going to sell will sell, but you finished it. You finished it. So now it's slow feet don't eat. I finished it. Now I'm making money off of that. Right? So it can happen in so many ways. It can happen all day. And then when you got it, you be like, oh man. Or something happens and you already prepared. And you're saying, I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I'm prepared. You know, like I sell umbrellas. It rains a lot. Some employees walk to work. And I said, oh my God, you don't have no ride. You got to walk 2 miles to get to work. Go down there and get her umbrella. Get her a big umbrella. Okay. Miss Evelyn, I can't afford it. I said, it's a gift. Take the umbrella. Had I not had the umbrella, the young lady would have walked, could have got sick from the rain, couldn't have came to work the next day, could have been sick, and I need her help. Right? But the umbrella, look, I need her. She needs me. If I'd have been slow, I don't want to sell no umbrellas. When it rains, guess what? When you rain and people sell umbrellas, what they do? They bring them all to the front of the store. So you say, oh yeah, I need an umbrella. I'm gonna get wet going out. Slow feet don't eat. Prepare. Stay prepared. Be prepared. Stop procrastinating. Get it done. Make sure you got more than enough. And if you need to share, share. Okay? Share where you can. Do what you can. Prepare for a rainy day, right? So do what you can so we can make it better, and then we can make a bigger profit. Okay, Mary Jones says good evening. Hello, Miss Mary. Michelle Stringer. Hi, Miss E. Hello. Pink Pizzazz. How you doing? Are you at Bible study? This is a Bible study night, you all. Okay. Okay, this is the she said mothballs or peppermint in small socks placed under the hood or top of each tire may defer creatures. Guess what? I bought some. Look at here. I bought some mothballs. Mothballs gonna get rid of some critters. And you know what's going on with the critters? Are y'all having these love bugs, these cute little ladybugs that you can't get rid of in the summer here in the South? Well, they're in Georgia. They're not in Florida. They're in Alabama too. But these beautiful little red and gold love bugs, and they took them to space and they still wouldn't die. Them bad boys, I'm telling you, they can be up in here in no time, and they sting like a mosquito. So yeah, so we gonna get rid of them too. So we got somebody from the old time, and somebody knows something about old school when they talk about mothballs. So mothballs gonna be going all on the outside. Make sure they don't get in here. They weren't that bad, but them shoot those ladybugs was something else. Liz Wilson said, "Hello, good to see you. Good to be seen. Sweet Pearl Creations. We loving the chat. Constance, hello everyone. Miriam, Miss Miriam, she said, "Hey, I don't see you online. What's going on?" Now, Miriam, she keep me in check. Miss Miriam, Masterpiece Design. That woman, I think when you see what Miriam does, Miriam, you should do us a small video. Miriam has like a station that look like it should be 10 people working, and she go finish. Here you go. It's like an assembly line. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Gail is saying so nice of you to bring attention about everybody and pray for Cuba and peace and prosperity for people. Yeah, Cuba is going through it. Cuba is having a disaster that is actually man-made, and it's keeping oil and gas. Babies are being born with the doctors don't have no electricity. Ambulance camp 300. They have 300 ambulance on the island, and none of them can move because they have no power. So when I say that to you all about Cuba, I hope that motivates you to work harder. When I see something, that's a serenity prayer. God, give me the strength. I just got it. God, give me the strength to know the things I can change and the wisdom to know the things I cannot change. That's the serenity prayer that I was talking about earlier. We have to know what we can change and what we cannot change. So what we can change is us. What we can change is getting your name on the membership roll. What we can change is our working habits, our exercise habits. You know what I mean? We can change that. But what we can't change, what we can do is we can get together and pray in harmony that there'll be some type of relief, that the guardrails come down from and this is sad because there are people that want to help, but they're told not to help. So that's what we got to pray for. We got to pray to help the leaders, that God calms their heart and see the humanitarian issues that's needed for this country and other countries too, not just Cuba, but Cuba is right here on us in America. Okay, that's right, Miss Mary, you said that. You already said it. I'm just seeing her text that she said. Miss Mary Jones, she knew, she was reading my mind. She knew what I was trying to say. You know, we all lined up. When I start talking, I'll be like pulling it from the sky, and I be, okay, help me feel it out, feel it out, feel it out. Okay. This is Lingo Silk said hello and thank you. Uh, let's see. Is anybody else? Did anybody have some good news? Anybody make any money this week? Anybody make some new items this week? I like the way we're praying for each other. I like the way that everybody is giving prayers to our own members. I love that. That really warms my heart. Um, it says, Miss Evelyn, I'm arrived on the scene. 1952. Mothballs are natural. Mothballs are natural. You know what? I was reading about mothballs. I never purchased mothballs, but you know, with the pets, the pests, the pets are all messed up with the weather change. So we got to be prepared. So anybody who got some old ideas, now I'm gonna tell you something else that help with pests. This is off track, but it'll help you sew better or paint better. If you get some pine sol or pine glow and you spray that around the exterior of your house, and if you spray it on the inside, it helps keep roaches away and pests and snakes away. The smell of pine sol, they can't stand it. And it's very, now if you get the pine glow, I found out it worked just as much as the pine sol. My husband accidentally bought the wrong one time, and I still use it and it worked. So that helps inside of your home, inside your windowsill. You spread it around the inside and the outside. Snakes, pests, rodents, they can't stand that smell. So that helps a lot. Yeah, they said pets don't like peppermint. They do not like peppermint. Anything that smells. I love peppermint. Someone says oil. What kind of oil? What kind of oil? She says. Something say oil. They don't like oil. And some of the things. The reason I'm telling you the things I have that works for me is because my pets. I got to make sure it's something that's pet friendly. So the mothballs that I got in this bag, they come in little packets, so they not like you got my. So I'm gonna throw them under the camper so that we can keep that going. Peppermint oil. Okay, she said that's peppermint oil. Okay, so what we're talking about tonight, we're saying slow feet don't eat. Let's get back on topic. We want to make sure that everybody is working to their best and fastest production pieces. Now, when you say slow feet don't eat, I want you to know, I'm itching. I want you to know that when you sell something, it doesn't have to be completely finished. You know how we're looking for perfection? Remember I said be consistent, not perfect. Be consistent, not perfect. So when you're selling something, it does not have to be completely finished to sell. You can show a mock-up. When you see, if you do houses and stuff and you show an outline, people sell houses from the outline and they're not even built. So I want to make sure that you know that when we're on this journey together, that you don't have to actually be completely done with your item in order to sell it. It could sell just as the idea. And then some people will tell you, you do it because you're the artist. And then some people will try to use your hands to do it. Now, when they use your hands to do it, that's when we call that is commission work. That means you're working just for them exactly how they want it. And that's when your pay scale goes up. Now, remember, going into the spring, you want to have some items that are on the lower end, but still making a profit. So just say something like this. Say you are making, let's say something easy. Say you're making some jewelry. And the jewelry, you normally sell it for, say you're selling it for, okay, let's take Miss Gwendolyn. Miss Gwendolyn had showed us some jewelry last week that was, uh, wow, I'm going to say that, Miss Vanessa. Say you're making some jewelry that is, say it sells, Miss Gwendolyn sells really high-end jewelry. It's $250. So what I was asking you to do is sell some items on lower ranges. Even if your base is 250, go higher and then go 2 steps lower. Okay. So when the reason I say go 2 steps lower is because you don't want a item that you feel is worth 250 to sell less than 250. You want to do something higher than 250, and you want to do something 2 steps down lower than that. So you give your customers and your clients a better selection and at their affordability. Because believe it or not, your customers want to buy something from you. And if they have to buy something of less value, but it's part of you, then they're gonna buy that. But don't make them feel like they gotta make a sacrifice for that. Okay, let's read Miss Valesa's note. She says, losing the additional income from my husband has put a little fire under my feet. Slow feet don't eat. I made a total of 360 last week making concert shirts and tumblers. I want to be more consistent in my earnings. I'm the one for you, Miss Vanessa. Miss Vanessa. If you made $360, you said you made that you made that last week. Guess what, Miss Vanessa? You can make that every day. Just imagine. Just imagine if you had your ring of fire around you. So you made 361 week. Okay, I want everybody to take Vanessa's story. This is Vanessa. I want you all to tab down and look at Vanessa's story, right? Okay, I want everybody, whether you have one or not, your husband just lost his job. Okay? Or lose, okay, I wouldn't say he lost his job. Let's say your husband just lost $360 of income. Everybody on my channel, you're married tonight, okay? Everybody just your mate just lost 360. Now what you gonna do? Okay, he lost. No, she didn't say he lost 360. She said he's losing additional income. Let's get the story straight. He's losing additional income, and she made 360 to help her. So what they're gonna do to everybody on this channel? Because look, you can have a $360 bill that you didn't think of. You can have a child needing $360. You can have a tire, 2 tires you need that come to 360. You can have some extra guests come to your house and you got to buy more food and your light bill go up 360. You can have an emergency flight that normally costs $100 for a little short flight round trip with your bonus miles, and now it's 360. So what are we going to do? We are going to act as if it is happening to us. Okay, we got a new member here, Miss Michelle Stringer. Miss Michelle, you sound like you already been with me, but they're saying you new. So Miss Michelle, thank you for coming on. Okay, Miss Pearl, Miss Soul Pearl Creations, her husband passed. Oh wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh my goodness. My heart goes to you. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. So, so when someone loses a spouse, it's like you can't imagine. You know, you left your spouse, the income. Um, I'm gonna tell you about my parents. My mother passed away, and so I didn't know that when my mother passed away. My mother passed away, and then there was a problem with the insurance. The insurance company, they said, paid slow, so they didn't want to bury my mother at a certain time. But I'm gonna take a long story short. When my mother passed away, her income was less than my stepfather's, so he didn't get her income anymore. So as long as my mother was living, there was two incomes. But when my mother passed, It can't with the one income. We had no idea. Okay, so we're emotionally attached, but not as. But my stepfather is devastated and attached. We're devastated too. So when someone's spouses pass away and you were still able to make income, you know, we all have to lift you up in prayer that you can get the strength to go on, because that is just hard, you know. And it takes years. It's only been a month. It takes so long. It takes so long when somebody, in your life, you know, that's gone, and you're able to make some income. So not only tonight when we close, we're gonna lift Miss Vanessa up in prayer. We're gonna, besides Cuba, we're gonna miss one of our own members that's going through this new life change, and she has a gift to lean on. So we're gonna ask that you continue to be uplifted, and that you can find the means to be able to sustain yourself. And if you actually share with us, if you send me some pictures of things you do, why don't you share them with us? And let's see if some of the members may want to purchase something from you while you're going through your journey. And if you share some things with me within the next few days, I will make a separate post. And if anyone on the channel, any members would like to make a purchase, please give me all of the ways that they can pay for items. All right, and that's what we can do to show you the love that we have. We haven't really helped anyone lately of our own. We helped other people. Let's help Vanessa. Let's give Vanessa some boot camp love, and show her that we are with her, and help her with some good things. And that right there is that's a good way to show how the boot camp works, right? Because when we get everybody together, I would like to make a boot camp catalog. So all the people that have a certain item that they make, that we can say, okay, Miss Gwendolyn make this, Miss Marion make this, Miss Bernice makes this. We just make a whole thing. Miss Vanessa make this, Miss Constance makes this. And then when we make this catalog, what I like to do is, when we make the catalog and we get our membership back strong enough to make a catalog work, if you got a lot to choose from. If we don't have a lot to choose from, it's going to be a mini log, not a catalog, right? So if we can get a good catalog, then I would suggest everybody have up to 3 to 4 weeks to produce the items. Now, that means you can do it sooner, but it also means life happens and you may travel, be on vacation. But I want anyone that puts in the catalog, or that makes in the catalog, that they assure us that they can have it done in 2 to 3 weeks, or 3 to 4 weeks. So that's what I would like to do. Okay, this is Miss Gwendolyn. Okay, my thing gonna tell me I gotta hurry up because my battery going low. Miss Gwendolyn says she lost her husband. Okay. All right. My time is short. My thing is down. My what did it say? My lighting is getting light. You know how in the church when they say it's time to go, and you're saying something, they start playing the organ. They playing the organ for me, y'all. Listen, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Tomorrow I will be in the Albany location. I'll be doing a live tomorrow afternoon, and I'll do two from the store tomorrow. But I want you to know, if you're available tomorrow, to check in tomorrow. I'll show you what I'm doing here in Albany, Georgia, to make a difference. And for those who are with us tonight, we're gonna close out with a prayer for Cuba and the Cuban community, the 10 million people who don't have electricity, short on food and water, and hospitals. We're gonna say a small prayer. If you all will join me, Dear Lord in heaven, thank you so much for giving us strength and courage tonight to get together to be under one accord. We ask, oh Lord, that you may give blessings to those in Cuba, that our heart goes out for those that are there. And lastly, Lord, but not last at all, we want you to lift Miss Vanessa up as she is grieving her husband. We ask that you may give her the strength to give us some things that she make, that we may be a blessing to her and other members. Lord, we ask this in your name. We do pray. Amen. So he says, if you're going to worry, don't pray. If you're going to pray, don't worry. So let's take it to action. Slow feet don't eat. Thank you so much. And I'm camping tonight, everybody. Love y'all. Vanessa, you, my heart and soul goes out to you as I can see the members are sending out prayers to you, and be encouraged. And we will get through this with you together. Be encouraged, my sister. Love you all. Bye bye.